The achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals will require investments. Investments require money. And the question is what are the impediments to the developing countries and emerging markets getting enough money to finance the investments they need to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals? I think there are probably three, to put it simply: greed, power, and old rules that were made under a wrong economic ideology. What I mean by that is that there's enough money in the world to solve these basic problems, making sure that no one goes hungry, that everybody gets educated, that we address the problem of climate change and an existential problem, that we move people out of poverty. It's not as if we couldn't do these things. But there are some people who like having a lot of money and are willing to take advantage of others to get the money that they want to get. There are monopolies, there are financial sector firms that take advantage of those who may not understand what a debt contract and the debt contract entails. And so that's where greed comes in. Power is related to not only the power to exert market power, monopoly power, to take advantage of vulnerabilities, but to write rules of the game that allow them to get away with that, that allow them to take advantage of others. And then we have a host of rules made by, under an economic philosophy sometimes called neoliberalism, made to serve the interest of existing powers and to satisfy their greed. So these existing so-called fair trade agreements aren't fair trade agreements. They're not even free trade agreements. They are about maintaining, you might call it, neocolonial trade patterns, so that the developing countries remained, 70 years after the end of colonialism, still exporting primary products, and the value added occurs in the advanced countries. Many of the key resources are in the developing countries, but the developing countries are getting a minuscule amount, and so much of the profits, the value of those resources, go to monopolies, oligopolies, those with market power in the advanced countries. We see that also in the rules of taxation, where the system of multinational taxes disadvantages the developing countries. We've created a system of globalization where the multinationals and wealthy people can move their money to secrecy havens. It's not an accident. We created this kind of a system, and this kind of system results in insufficient money for the developing countries and emerging markets to meet the Sustainable Development Goals. So the next question, obviously, is what do we do about it? Well, at the core, it's, you might say, rewriting the rules. Rewriting the rules in ways that limit the exercise of power and greed, and create a more just and fair global economic architecture. And with a more just and fair global economic architecture, there will be more money for the developing countries and emerging markets, more money for them to grow faster, and more money for them to be able to meet the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals.